Hello everyone, and welcome to Somnambulist, episode 7. Very proud of myself for remembering that. So we have Vandy back. Yay! Alfie can be remembered. It does exist now in everyone's minds.
Or does she?
One fun thing that happened last episode was when I did the intro, I completely cut Alfie out of all of the description of like what happened the weeks before. So there's no mention of Alfie in the intro either. Yeah. God, I'm just going to screw up that I am recording. So this is Wandering In. Unfortunately, we weren't here last week, but we are back, and we, barring any, last minute issues or problems, we should be okay going forward through the next few weeks. So come back next week as well. I should say that in the outro. That's an outro thing, it's not an intro thing. So there's a Patreon, I guess. There's Twitter and Discord. You can go check them out and stay up to date on when we're doing shows and what's happening and all those kind of things. Should we just do the intro and get into the show? Yeah, fuck it, let's just go. Okay. So anyway, last week we chilled with Rasputin with Nell and Sesha. Alfie wasn't there. We forgot about her. It's fine. And it essentially Rasputin Rasputin tricked them into coming to visit him, and then basically sat around talking about how superior he was, and how they didn't really understand anything, and then showed them how much they didn't understand and how powerful he was, and scared them a little bit. And then was like, okay, cheers kids, have a good day. That was kind of the episode, wasn't it?
Accurate.
One of the things Rasputin did was he created a kind of person called Petra, a kid who kind of replaced Alfie, I guess, for a moment, and then just, dissipated him and was like, hey, you thought this person was real. I tricked your minds into being like, yeah, this person is real and everything. Which I think led to both Sesha and Nell a little bit being like, if Petra wasn't real, is Alfie real? Or like, what is real? What if I can't trust my memories and my brain, what can I trust? Which, I'm sure going forward they'll just shake it off and be perfectly fine. So with that in mind, I think that we will return to the house. So the van, with Greg driving, pulls up to the house just outside, stays running, and Greg essentially turns around and says, alright, here you are. Nice to have met you, and hope you have a good time.
So
good.
when will you deliver Alfie again?
Oh, I imagine Alfie's already back.
She's
what?
here before
Sure.
us. What has she been doing? Just sitting around.
I don't know. I've been driving you ladies.
You mean you can't talk to the other yous at the same time?
I don't think they share a consciousness. I think they just share a name.
Oh, all right.
I think. Do you?
What's that?
Do you share a consciousness with all the other Gregs? Or is it just the name?
I've never really thought about it that much. I guess
Maybe you should think about it a little more,
I guess I guess we do kind of share the same consciousness now you talk about it. But it's kind of in the back of the mind, you know?
So would you say it's like a little hive mind?
It's in the back of the mind. Or in the rack of the mind. Alright, let's go inside.
Alright, well, have a nice day, ladies.
I wonder what would happen if... Do you think that your others experience the same pain you do?
I hadn't considered that.
So you
I mean,
when
obviously
Greg
not physical
dies-
pain, but like, I'm talking about possibly, you know, mental, spiritual. That could be fun.
For who?
Yeah, Sasha, for who?
Oh, for all of us.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think you need to
No?
include me in that.
No?
No.
I thought it was a pretty good idea. You know.
To mentally torture one of the Gregs and...
Mentally torture is... I would never.
Would you though?
Alright, maybe a little bit.
Mm.
But it'd all be in the name of the science, right? That's what they say? You know, when you want to find things out. Have to do a little bit of experimenting.
If you ladies would like, I could go around the block a couple of times if you just want to keep talking.
No, I think it's just fine if we let you go back to your rack. To rest, right, Sasha?
Yeah, for now. Tell Rasputin, though, that we definitely want to go and visit him again. You know.
Right you are.
And I step out. I realized we hadn't actually stepped out, so I was like, at some point.
Sasha, you just gonna sit there creepily?
I was just sitting there like...
I open Sasha's door.
like yank her out, just like...
Oh,
No, I just
alright.
open it.
Oh, just open it. Like, just see me just like stare like very, very weird.
My hand goes behind the door. You can't see where it goes. And then from the back, like behind you, you feel a push from a hand pushing you out. You can't see it. It's magic.
No, learn something.
It's magic. So yeah, you feel a hand pushing you out of the car.
I get the hint. All right, I'm going.
Hey, have a wonderful trip back, Greg.
Thank you very much, and you yourselves too.
Goodbye.
And then close door, drives off. Got the house in front of you, just as it always has been and always was.
So I guess Alfie's inside.
Apparently. Do you think if we didn't remember her, it would be the same for her? Does that mean like a clean slate? Maybe she won't be so drab around me.
Because she wouldn't remember all of the things you did to her.
I didn't do any horrible things to her.
I said things. I didn't even say horrible things.
Yes, but you insinuated.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it's either that or maybe she just really didn't exist for a day.
Rasputin did say that she, was kind of stressed with both of us around.
What are you trying to get at with that?
I mean, isn't it obvious? We were both problems. In our own way, of course.
I don't think I was a problem. I was trying to protect her from you.
Rasputin didn't say me, and just me. He said
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah, but in the end,
Which means
the
that
judgment
you and
of
I are in the same boat.
is the judgment of a centuries-old guy who also has questionable morals really the judgment we should follow?
I don't really think his morals are that questionable. I actually think he's got everything all together, really. More so than a lot of the other people on the council, it seems.
All together neatly stacked?
Racked, you mean? We make a good
Look.
pair.
Yeah, we do, but the problem is we're not a pair.
Why
We're
not?
free. I'm not gonna say threesome, but we're free.
All right. Well, I was just saying that we got along quite well.
Look, I'm willing to get along just fine. As long as you don't pester Alfie. Because you've been kind of like a school bully to her, and I've had a bit too much experience with that. So as long as you're not a school bully to Alfie anymore, I'm fine with being friends and a good pair, as you said it. I don't have
Would
any
you-
issues with you. I have issues with the way you treat Alfie.
Would you believe me if I said that I actually admired little Alfie? And maybe
Yes.
my way of showing that is my mannerisms and the things I do.
So you admire people by bullying them.
I wouldn't really call it bullying.
Yeah.
More like poking, maybe a little bit, you know?
Bullying, yeah.
No poking.
You know what? If you
want to make an omelet, you have to break a couple eggs.
Alfie's not an omelet and Alfie's not a couple of eggs. Anyways, whatever you were trying to insinuate with that. Look, I'm fine with being buddies. As long as you, well, if you don't want to call it bullying, as long as you stop poking Alfie. And maybe if you're admiring her, show it in another healthier way. Like actually encouraging her and meaning it and not being bitchy when you say it. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but
So, do as you
Look,
say,
try-
not as I do?
look, try to compliment me on anything.
You punch stuff very hard.
Yes, but that's a fact. You didn't actually compliment me. You just
Oh.
said you punch very hard. That's a fact. But how will you?
I like
it-
the way you punch things very hard.
Yes, and just that's a good effort. And when we enter and Alfie is there, you can try to give her a compliment like that and just mean it.
I like the way you white knight Alfie and you protect her like she's some little princess.
Less good than the first try, but we can
Alright.
work with it.
All right, okay. I think I'm getting the hang of this. All right. I will
I
walk
wouldn't
in there
say-
and I will compliment Alfie.
Sure. And I started walking to the front door.
Okay. Do you knock?
God damn
Yes.
it, what? I let Sasha knock.
Okay. You knock and the door swings open. Alfie, I'm assuming you're in the kitchen? Unless you'd have gone straight up to your room.
Yeah, I'd probably get a snack, get a bite to eat, a little peckish. So
Sandwich.
may as well. Get myself a sandwich, some
PB&J.
Nutella. Yeah, just something simple,
Okay.
Yeah.
you hear the door click and swing open. You probably heard some vague, like, muffled, meow, 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 before the door opens.
Is that what he sound like?
I'm just saying from Alfie's perspective, of course.
That's a bunch of cats. You just.
Yeah. You both walk in and you're presented with the same entrance, hallway, side stairs, kitchen to the left.
Alfie, we're home.
That just sounds threatening. Alfie, we're
I'm
not
trying to be
threatening you,
nice.
but we're home. Are you here?
Was that not nice?
In the kitchen. in the kitchen.
Alfie, we're coming to get you.
No,
Wait.
you do
No.
not.
No.
Hide. Anyway, hide.
No.
Go. Right.
I'm going.
Alfie, we're not coming to get you. Take it with a grain of salt. And I start walking there. And I as I walk, I turn around and I do the session not like that. That's just, you're borderline creepy. It sounds like you're trying to kill her.
Can't help it. I was raised by Baba Yaga.
Try
know what you-
harder.
All right.
Just try.
Alfie, we are making our way to the kitchen to meet with you and converse.
She's like standing in the kitchen doorway at this point.
I'm actually gonna try to climb into the fridge.
Okay.
No. Look, hey. Sasha didn't mean it as a threat. Also, you're alive. Thank fucking God. Are you real? Are you? And I step closer and
Hey,
Uh,
how
Did
come
you
you get to
exist?
poke her?
Did
But
you
I don't.
exist the past 24 hours?
what about the last 24 hours?
Did you exist?
That's kind of an odd
think
question
so.
to ask someone.
Beta, did I exist?
And you say I'm the bully. That's almost borderline,
Define
traumatic.
exist.
That's
I
like
was-
existential crisis.
I was alive and we were doing things, right? We were training. We were learning things.
I mean, I was just sitting there in the pendant. I didn't really do much.
I mean, you were listening.
Not really, no. I have no idea what you were talking about with him.
You know.
Hmm.
And I Nell just looks happy and she will go over to Alfie and just hug her.
Oh, God.
Just come over, just hug her maybe a bit too tightly, squeezing a little bit.
As this is going on, Sasha will very slowly and kind of creepy hug both of them behind Nell, just smiling really big, yeah.
What is happening?
And
Yes.
I let go again. I'm I'm just happy that Rasputin didn't erase you from existence and only erased you from our minds for a second there.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, see, you didn't exist at all. In our minds, at least. We were the best of friends. We got along great, really. We did miss you, though. Yes, we missed you.
I was learning stuff by myself.
Excuse me.
You weren't listening.
I was still there. You weren't by yourself.
Technically, he's kind of correct.
The best kind of correct.
And it was really peaceful.
She kind of gives a side eye.
Yeah,
Nell.
Nell is really Nell what kinds of side glances Do you need like some space or something?
I think I got all the space I'm gonna get.
No, and I take a step back and I'm like, look, more space.
I look
Take
at
it from the-
Sasha.
Space expert.
That's funny. That's funny. I didn't know you can make jokes. That's pretty funny. I look over at Sasha now. And I look back at Nell.
Hey, Sasha.
Yes. Alfie, I want to give you a compliment.
I look at Nell.
This is terrifying.
What are you looking at me for? She's gonna give you a compliment.
Yes.
I look back at Sasha. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, Alfie, I think that you are a fantastic tinkerer, and I absolutely pity your self-confidence level, and I hope that one day you can be better at things that you wish to strive in. And I adore your simple-mindedness and simplicity in life.
In her defense, that's actually a little better than what Morgan generally says to you.
You shouldn't call her simple-minded.
No? I usually think that's like a compliment, you know? Sometimes people are a little bit too chaotic, you know, in there.
Yeah, that's not.
No. I thought you're not simple-minded. You're extremely convoluted.
It's not better.
No? You're not convoluted. You are just very...
I just turn around.
Yes.
I just close the fridge because it's been open this whole time. And I solid start. Few notes. Keep it like way shorter. And stop after the first thing.
Which one was that? Was that the...
Great tinkerer.
Oh, all right. I thought it was the low self-esteem thing or whatnot.
No,
Anyways,
you
all right,
mentioned
noted.
low self-esteem, but
Oh, sorry. Low self-esteem is what I don't admire in you. Would that be like an anti-compliment?
Yeah, that's.
it's called an insult, I believe.
I didn't say it with vitriol or anything like that. Is it like criticism? It'd probably be more like criticism.
Hey, hey, remember what I said after
Oh,
that?
yes. Sorry.
Anyway,
I hope you had a good time studying. Completely
Where
alone
have you guys been?
by yourself.
Where the fuck have you guys been?
we were where all three of us were supposed to be.
No.
I was gonna say
I
held
was here the whole
hostage,
time.
but
What?
we were with Rasputin.
Yes, in his factory of
Think
grapes
about-
on racks.
I was. How's that? No. Do you guys get like really high or something and then like go on some bender without me?
No, as we said, we forgot you existed because Rasputin.
Yeah, I get
used-
it. You know, you guys have this whole thing, you know, where Alfie's the weird one, man. Like she's like fucking, you know, talking to ghosts and shit. Like I get it, okay? All right, I'm
To
trying
be honest, that's like just your magic.
Actually, that's kind of the opposite though. That's actually not what was said. Rasputin actually said that, you know, Nell and I cause a lot of undue stress on you, and
Oh,
that we
Rasputin
are
said that, huh?
Yes, that's exactly what he said. And he said that's why he did the whole magic thing, because it would be easier for you to practice your magic and work and actually grow and develop without both of us impeding your progress. At least that's what he said. I don't know how much of it is true, though.
All right.
I don't think we really
I'm
impede
gonna
on
continue
your
with my
process.
sandwich, and you guys can. Like, this is so ridiculous. Can you believe that they're just like.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You guys, good for you.
All
right.
I'm glad you exist again.
Never stopped existing.
Beg to
Wait,
differ.
so does that mean, you know what? We're all saying, that we're glad that Alfie exists and stuff like that. But what about poor Petra?
Don't know who the fuck that is. Also, glad you guys got a new friend to go on a drug bender without me. So
Actually, to be fair, Petra never really existed. And you know
I'm
what, Alfie?
walking-
I don't appreciate your tone.
Are you jealous
I'm
that we
walking
would
out of the room.
go party without you?
Oh, bye. See you later. Have a good night.
I would like to snap my fingers and make her rewind and turn around.
This bitch. I swear.
Yeah, like a couple of seconds. Back
Yep,
into
just turn
the
around.
room.
I don't really appreciate your tone, Alfie, especially towards Nell, of all people. Me, on the other hand, I'm used to it by now. But Nell, I don't think that's really fair for her.
Hey, look, it's been a long day for all of us. How about we all just take a second and
Nell, you're going to allow her to talk to you like that? You didn't do anything wrong. If anything, all you've been doing is worrying about her. It's technically all you would talk about.
I just thought it. I don't know. Like,
you thought I and Sesha went out having a drunk party.
I just found it really weird. You know?
Me and Sesha.
That's why
Okay,
I
I don't understand. This is okay. All right. You know what? This is totally not out of the ordinary, and it is not impossible. It is not like it can never happen. You know what? Actually, why don't we go for a little binger? All three of us.
I don't want to see you on drugs.
What? Oh God, no drugs.
What?
No.
You ever had alcohol, Alfie?
Have you ever had alcohol?
Yes. Baba Yaga occasionally, will
Streets are kind of rough.
indulge. Sometimes she's a little bit of a lush sometimes though.
You've never been drunk before, Alfie?
Yes, I obviously have. Morgan is my fucking person.
That's right. She probably has a really good taste.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
she makes
but
you
what-
drink it on the bus.
All right, but like, what have you ever had, magically infused alcohol?
No. And
No.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh,
That feels like some
fun.
shit.
No. A little bit more liberating than the usual alcohol. But a little bit of a kick.
I don't know. Morgan kind of told me to stay away from like the magically induced stuff because it can kind of fuck with you a little.
Oh, it doesn't fuck with you.
Which
Well,
seems to be what you guys got into.
There's
clearly.
magically induced stuff?
Yes. And it's very potent and not exactly,
it's only potent if you're, a lightweight or whatnot. But if you partake in
Or
it a
just-
lot,
or not magically, in tune with things. You give it to a
No.
regular ass person and they will
it
go
gives you the
fucking nuts.
tingles. And sometimes your magic can,
Go off the rails.
you know what I mean, right? tingle of your fingers, and stuff like that, and your magic sometimes. Ooh.
Right. Enough. Do we want to have a bender? I mean, Shelby's not here yet.
Also, can we just remember the last time that somebody lost control or didn't know how to control their powers, that they fucking almost died?
That
How
reminds me,
about-
Alfie. All three of us are going to go on a trip. Almost, I guess it would be kind of like a pilgrimage, right?
You
Almost. Because we'd be
all-
technically in charting, the unknown.
you all hear the door click open.
Did they knock?
I swear to God, if that is
They didn't
another
knock?
fucking Greg,
Wait, they didn't knock?
No.
I pull the metal from the counter, whatever is there, and I kind of form it into my own knife in my hand.
If this person again claims to be from Guinevere, I swear to God I will murder a bitch.
Footsteps walk down
I'm
the
going-
hallway.
I would like to take. Wait, did Alfie say? Oh, you said that you had a knife.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
holding like a basically melted down metal from whatever the kitchen utensils
Is
are.
it
and
sharp or anything?
It's sharp as fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Never mind. I'm going to try. I'm gonna get a spoon from one of the drawers.
What?
And I would like to use my ability of perfect timing, and I would like to throw the spoon where it hits the person once they walk through the door.
Okay. Where you aiming? Head? Body?
Head.
Head?
Head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
It's a spoon, by the way. It's a teaspoon.
Just for the sake of it, because this could be interesting. Please roll me dexterity and weaponry, which is 5d10.
Yeah.
So 1 success.
Okay.
Considering it is essentially timed perfectly, and you got a success, and they're not expecting it, I will say that you hit. However, you essentially as they round the corner, you have already released the spoon, and it's just kind of flinging towards their head, and it hits them directly on the right side of their or right side of their head, about here, and goes tinker 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 behind him. As kind
Wait,
of
so does it? So it hits him, but
Bounces off, I guess.
it bounces off of him.
no, it clatters
Misses?
near the stairs behind him.
Even though I can predict, or have perfect timing.
You had perfect timing. You hit him.
Oh, I did hit him. Okay, I just wanted to know if it actually hit him and bounced off, or
It didn't.
Okay,
hit,
okay.
It didn't hit him and bounce off. You'll understand in a second because
okay.
Shelby is
Got it.
there.
Through them.
Shelby is there, and he pauses for a second, kind of goes, "Oh, you scared me. I didn't think anyone was here." And you can see that he has a giant hole in this part of his face that goes through the back of his head. He has a massive hole that goes all the way through his body, kind of just below his shoulder, and he's missing a large section of his right knee. He's basically got giant holes in his body. Is everyone all right?
Not everyone.
damn, Mr. Shelby, you look like absolute Swiss cheese.
I feel bad.
No, I went
Shelby,
to.
what happened?
I
Can
went-
you Okay, I'm gonna take another spoon and I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna see if I can put it through the hole in his head, the eye,
Yeah.
to see if it hurts. Does it just go through it?
Yeah, just goes through.
Fascinating. And I'm saluting it.
I went to see the council and explained. Stop that, please. And explained to the council and Guinevere, what happened, and there was appropriate punishment, and it's all forgotten now. Not a problem. Everything's fine. And I'm sure at some point, parts of my body will come back.
What do you mean at some point?
Well,
And also, actually, wait on that. You said that they punished you in what they felt was fit.
well, they always do.
I turn and look at Nell. Yes, council gets to make all the rules.
Yes, it's how it is. I'm invariably always under some type of punishment.
Is that gonna heal?
Oh, it comes back eventually. It's just difficult to go outside or, you know, talk to people when you're missing parts of your body.
I'm just gonna take some like wood or something that's around and try to like pick it up off of the like just almost as though I do it with metal, but try to do it with wood.
Yeah.
Pick it up off of the just part of like the floor of the wall, like in the wall, and just kind of mold it for a second and just be like, can I try something? Maybe it will make it kind of feel a little bit more normal.
Oh, well, it still feels like the parts are there. It doesn't feel strange at all, aside from, you know, I have holes in me.
I'm just gonna go and like towards him, and where one of the holes is in the side of his body, I'm just gonna like mold the wood so that it kind of like mirrors the other side of his body and try to like drape the clothes back kind of like over it.
Oh, no, that's fine. Would be very awkward when the parts come back. And seeing as I'm not sure exactly when that will be.
Oh.
But the thought is appreciated. Would everyone be willing to sit down for a moment?
Do you want something to eat?
No, I'm okay. I ate on the way back. And he goes to the kitchen, like, dining table and sits down. Please, everyone, Alfie, Sesha, Nell, have a seat.
I put the piece of the wall and floor back and I go and sit down.
Yeah.
So, hello. It's been pointed out to me that I have not been very good as a teacher. Highlighted possibly the loss or death of one of my students that was under my care being one of the main points, but also not really embracing the role of guide and teacher and helping you all to learn. So I want to apologize that I have been remiss in my duties.
I think I've got... Nell, correct me if I'm wrong, but Mr. Shelby, do you even have like a degree or whatnot or experience teaching people about magic and of how to properly mentor those or teach those in different schools of magic that you yourself don't even thoroughly know or can use?
I have never taught anyone in my life. I try not to talk to people, and I have very little idea of how to do the things that you're able to do.
I look at Nell. Council really knows how to pick him, huh?
Council really doesn't know jack shit.
But they're the ones in control making all the rules.
You don't need to apologize to us, Shelby.
Oh, I assure you I do.
No, you don't.
No.
You don't have to, but I will accept your apology anyways. So wait, you said that you didn't know that anyone was here, but didn't you leave us here?
Yes, I was informed by Grigori that he had taken you for a little extra tutelage.
Oh, yes.
So, hopefully
Right.
you got through that without too much existential crisis.
Who's
No,
Gregory?
it was actually good. He definitely messed with our brains a little bit.
Yeah, we had some
minorly.
existential crisis.
Let's see here. I learned how to temporarily almost. It's not complete yet, but I have begun the homework assignment that you gave all of us. And I do have to say it's actually pretty nice. I'm working on a way to take an object or a person or a thing out of the realm of time and fate. Isn't that exciting?
No, that is. I mean, if you could extract them from both, you'd basically extract them from existence to a
Almost,
certain
but
degree.
they would. Yes, exactly, but they would still be physical.
But nothing could affect them. They'd be completely outside of the possibility of possibly even magic. That is.
They'd be in a weird limbo. Almost like a prison or a trap or... Yes, I'll have to practice that more.
Well, I can help. Obviously, not with the finer details of how you do your magic, but I have been around for quite a while, and I have been practicing my own magic for a long time. So if you need help getting to using your magic, then I can help, and obviously I can help you with research that you need to do, preparations, all of those type of things. I have been told in no uncertain terms that we should not be thinking about heading off to see what happened to Kira. So, if that's a plan that anyone has, please don't tell me. I would very much like to not know that. Because if I know, then there is a possibility of losing more parts of my body.
You don't need to worry.
Mr. Shelby, if there's anything Baba Yaga has taught me, it is don't ask, don't tell.
Right.
So don't ask.
Good. And is everyone is everyone okay with after meeting Grigori? No worries or concerns?
No, Gregory's a very, very nice gentleman, actually. I wouldn't mind having tea with him again. Yes, he's got several nice racks of Gregs. Very knowledgeable as well.
You mean Rasputin,
I like
right?
the way he runs his business.
Yes, council member Rasputin is who I'm referring to. It's only because last time I was invited to see him, I spent a month as a cashier, convinced that I was working for Tesco.
Yeah, well, he kind of made us forget Alfie ever existed, but luckily that didn't last.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not too bad. Especially as you now remember.
He taught me some stuff. Well, one of his guys taught me some stuff. Except I can't really do it when I'm in the house because it's like fail stuff.
Need a bit more practice.
Well, that too, but I need to actually go like into the veil and pick up stuff from the veil and then try to make stuff and everything. So.
Okay. Stay right there. And then he puts his hand out and it disappears. And then he pulls out his arm, and he has a book in his hand. It look quite old, black leather bound book with kind of like inscriptions and like bumps and things on it. And he pushes it forward towards you, Alfie, and says, I've read this, but I don't really understand it. It essentially talks about creating safe roadways through the veil. Once you go into the veil, you can it's very easy to get lost, essentially. So mages who are able to manipulate the realm can create a pathway in the veil that lets them safely traverse through it.
The moment Shelby does that with his hand, I just want to add that Nell can't help but when his hand disappeared, just mutter, what a show off. Just wanted to add that.
Yeah.
I'll reach for the book then.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It might take a bit of time to study and to get a hang of, but once you're able to, you should be more. From what I read, the veil is the barrier, the reality. When you open that, there's a kind of a wailing and a gnashing of souls trying to get back through, and I'm sure you've experienced it yourself. You have to push through that, and once you do, you will actually enter the veil. Getting past that press of souls onto reality can be a bit tumultuous, but once you have, you can see the actual veil beyond.
Oh.
I wouldn't advise, going through willy-nilly, but do some. I'm can help with study and preparations. Might even have a few artifacts here that could help with keeping things a little bit more safe. Safety is important. Don't want anyone exploding.
Yeah, no, not at all. That would be rough.
And if Sesha or Nell, if either of you have ideas or things you'd like to research or actually, and he like pulls his hands up and touches the air, and as he touches the air, these kind of luminescent white blue lines and runes and circles start to appear in the air, and he just kind of moves things around a little bit, and he takes one circle and moves it down, and it hits the center and fades, and he says, right, Nell, you should have a little more ease with using space here, being able to move how and where you want and finding things, and essentially, and he puts his hand up kind of in front of you about there and says, put your hand through here.
The instructions not being very clear, I hold my hand out and it's like they're touching it. It's very awkward.
Well, it doesn't touch. It goes through a portal. So as you put your hand out and you put it towards Shelby's, your hand goes through a portal, and you can immediately feel something around you, quite almost wooden, but not really wooden. And he says, "This is the library. So you now know how to get to the library."
Nell kind of takes her hand back and like shivers, and it's like, oh, it's not the same when I don't do it.
And he closes up the portal and says, if you need a book or if anyone else needs a book and I'm not around, ask Nell. I'm sure she'd be happy to help. And yeah, so be careful when you use space, using portals and that type of thing in this house, because
Hey.
space in here is very weird.
Hey, look, you don't need to worry about anything. Rasputin taught me so much. And I take an empty teacup that's like on the table and I put my hand through it. And then, does Shelby have anything in his pockets?
No, not currently. Oh, wait, no. He has an empty cornetto wrapper.
Yeah, so just I put my hand in the cup. Like, I put it on the table, I put my hand in the cup so that it looks like I'm just going into the cup. And then I take out the empty cornetto wrapper and I put it on the table. It's magic. God, I still can't get over that.
Oh, so look at that. That was in my pocket.
Surely was.
Well, if nothing else, you always have a career to fall back on.
I certainly do.
But it's been a long day and it's quite late. So unless anyone needs help, I should probably head off and get some sleep.
I think we were about to have a very quiet evening ourselves.
That's good. It's been a long day.
We are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. We
Yes,
are.
you should get
so...
some rest, Mr. Shelby. Looks like you could, use it. Maybe some good sleep will fill in those holes.
Thank you, Sasha.
Yes.
Right, have a good night. Please keep it as calm as possible for the night.
Always.
Thank you, Shelby, for the book and
Of course.
for coming back.
And he kind of taps the table, stands up, and starts walking towards the door. Pauses at the door, and turns around, says, I don't know what you spoke to Rasputin about, but just so all three of you know, all four of you really, I don't consider you a punishment anymore. Night. And he turns around and walks up the stairs.
God, he had to leave us with
The
that, did he?
punishment? Oh. I didn't realize he considered us a punishment.
I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. He doesn't have any experience in teaching. He was sleeping and also was reciting to himself, lessons or whatnot the first time we met him. Doesn't really know how to conduct a class in the first place, nor really give proper instruction. Also doesn't really know how a majority of our schools of magic that we specialize in, our abilities that we need mentoring in, work. So he's basically he's honestly a hamster for the council. Some little hamster or little poor puppy that, that when they get bored with, they toss away on, if it does bad, they hit them with a newspaper or hit him with a newspaper, in this case, make holes in his body.
Isn't he basically a free babysitter?
For the council, yeah. Makes sense, though. Council likes to make all the rules and gets to decide what punishments to deal out.
Yeah, all right. Let's make sure we don't get a punishment then.
Seconded.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to I didn't realize he thought of us as a punishment.
I mean,
Hey.
what did you think Morgana thought of you?
Hey, and I like come in between the two and I put a hand on each shoulder and I just say, how about that night out, huh? I think we could all use a breather outside of the house, safe among humans, no magic. Well, no magic except me getting us there.
I'm all for it. I just am a little bit curious as to oh, I forgot to even mention too. Alfie, since she'll kind of like look through the door, see if anybody's. Rasputin gave us some leads on how to possibly go about visiting or making our way to see about rescuing.
Getting
she
her
hasn't
back.
died yet. Yes.
We want to get her back.
So, I have a voodoo doll of her, and I'll pull it out. And don't ask, I haven't harmed it or anything like that, but it has like a weird kind of almost spiritual connection, the voodoo dolls, with, you know, who they embody, and she's still alive and kicking. Somehow.
And Rasputin gave us a few leads to get items that could help us safely get to her and to get her back.
Are you sure you didn't go on some big drug bender?
No, Alfie. That's still gonna happen.
Alfie, I'll let you in on something. When I pull my sword out, the one that I used during the whole little test, I can't do that just willy-nilly. I can only do that if I know for sure that somebody is going to die and I am severing their string.
Okay.
Which means that she should have been dead.
Right, but
she's not. And I don't like to admit that I don't have complete control over my abilities in what I know how to do best, but I feel that I've been a bit tricked by fate, if it were.
But doesn't...
She's alive. Kira's alive.
It just seems like a lot to believe, especially now. I know she's... The idea that she's safe is nice, and don't get me wrong, but like, how are we supposed to get her back? Like, that thing was really fucking scary.
I don't know if she's really safe, to be honest. I can't really, you know, shake the doll around. I can't really tell.
Okay.
We just know that she's alive and that there is a high possibility. Well, not. I don't really want to say high, but there is a possibility that we can go and get her. And Nell is definitely dead set on getting her back. And to be honest, I am as well.
If we don't get her back, chances are high that Miss High and Mighty Guinevere will want to punish us for losing our fellow classmate.
And what we have learned from Rasputin is that we are all disposable, and she has a way of swaying the council.
That's what you learned from Rasputin?
Yes, is that she has a way to sway the votes for the council.
that we're disposable?
Well, yes. They don't care about us. Well, I don't really say they don't, because, obviously our mentors somewhat care, but, then there's the rest of the council. And Guinevere has a way of putting little worms inside their brains and, changing
Look,
their mind.
hey, for all it's worth, I told Sasha and Rasputin that all I care about is getting Kira back. And if that means you or Sasha or even me doesn't get punished in the meantime, I'll gladly take that as well. But I want to get her back. I feel like
I don't.
if I were to be stuck in some kind of, I would say spirit realm, but that wouldn't be the case for me, or some sort of place in between places, I would also want someone else to not give up on me and try to get me back.
So, we were given a list of items that we need. Obviously, we have one from a patron that we shall not name. Obviously, of course, because,
Rasputin doesn't want to be
involved.
openly involved in all of it.
Especially if things go south.
This is sounding more and more shady, you guys.
Of course it is.
Did you think that the council is some sort of pure, high and mighty, force that...
No, I'm not talking about the council. Of course, anything to do with magic can be freaking shady. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this whole, Rasputin coming to you being like, you have the 4 things you need to go get, or whatever things you need to go get, these items, and you're the chosen ones and have to go save the princess. Like, what? This is real life, you guys.
No, the chances are fucking high that we might get lost or get killed ourselves or something if we don't watch out.
The thing is honestly for me, we can either sit here on our asses
and learn. I'd like to learn because I still have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
You can learn all you want, but in the end, you're going to sit here, you're going to learn, and then you're going to die right after that. You won't be able to do anything about it.
I can do something about it, but
no, you cannot. Not if the council.
Yes, I can. And I'm gonna tell you, listen,
I look at Nell.
Alfie, you want to let Kira stay there?
I don't want to let Kira stay in there. Okay, if Kira's alive, then yeah, absolutely, someone should go and help her. But
do you want to live?
Of course, I want to live.
Do you think you'll get out of this fine if the council decides to, or more specifically, if Guinevere decides to punish all of us because we were somehow the reason that Kira got kidnapped? Because that's what would happen.
Definitely not the reason.
No, we weren't.
That's the thing, though. That's the funny thing, Alfie, is none of us were the reason why. You especially were not the reason why. All right, but they don't care, and that is what Rasputin has taught us. They do not care. That's what I said earlier.
The one on
they will
top
punish all of
doesn't
us.
Care.
Oh my god.
So we can either sit here, learn, and then die, or we can get up and go, maybe even try to get these things that we need in order to possibly take the pilgrimage to go see about getting Kira back. Honestly, that one seems like the much better choice because, that could actually be a lot of fun. Plus, we could learn a lot.
Morgan would kill me if I left.
And do you think Morgan's going to care when, the council essentially kills you?
I think Morgan cares about me a little bit.
Baba cares about me.
It's not about
cares about Nell, but that doesn't matter.
It's about Guinevere looking for someone to blame. Because she can't accept that it's maybe on her own.
No, she doesn't blame Shelby. That's just to sate her for now. She's still coming after us.
And Rasputin told you that she's coming after us.
Yes.
Go and ask Morgan.
And
Honestly.
even, wait a second. Didn't even Shelby mention it too before he left that, you know, he was going to have to go talk to the council, and in the end, you know, even though we said that we weren't the reason for it, though, we could possibly get punished anyways.
I don't remember, but honestly, here's my whole problem, right? Is that whatever we saw in there broke through whatever barriers and stuff that were around the house, right? I can't do that. Can either of you do that?
No.
So
just
already,
very quick
Oh, go ahead.
side reminder. Kira's the one who broke through. Like, remember, she's the one who like shattered the thing. So
yeah. So already we have an issue because whatever was being blocked by that whole thing ended up coming through and fucking our shit. To the point where it scared Shelby, who is a way better fucking mage than we are. Despite how scatterbrained he might be, he clearly knows what he's doing to some degree in whatever fields that he's in, right? That's why we got sent to work with him. I trust Morgan that she made the right decision in getting me here and having me learn here. I don't have anywhere else to go. So if I lose this place specifically, then not only have I lost all this access to learning, which I never would have had otherwise, but then I'm also going to have a super powerful mage coming after my ass, trying to like either kill me or reprimand me in a way that I'm definitely not going to like. And then I'm going to be back out on the streets again. So the stakes are pretty high for me. Okay? I go days without eating. I don't like it. But you know, a lot of people aren't exactly super jazzed about somebody who talks to a fucking necklace. Okay? Or talks to herself.
I elbow Nell. Crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
But we're not gonna crack any fucking eggs here. It's simple, Alfie. Apparently, even here in the magical world, wherever you want to call it, things are unfair. People in high places with a lot of authority don't take up their position and want to blame others for things they didn't do. And I guess I didn't expect it to be that way here, but I shouldn't be surprised, because what's the difference between a very old and powerful mage or a very old and powerful human? They still can be pieces of shit. But that doesn't change the fact that we're in this position right now. And believe me when I say, you're gonna have to deal with it. We're all gonna have to deal with it. Because when someone like that pushes the blame upon you, you can't do anything because you're powerless against them. So the best thing to do is take this shit and solve it the way you want it. Manage it the way you think is right. Because I am sure as hell not gonna sit here and wait for Guinevere to decide to take my magic or put me somewhere in Iceland. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for Guinevere to punish me. I'm gonna do what's right. I'm gonna go get Kira back Because that's what I would want someone to do for me. And after that, if Guinevere still wants to come for my ass, she can come. But she'll have no goddamn thing to actually put on me. And whether or not you decide that you want to join us in this, or if you would rather go back to Morgan and hope that everything will remain as it is, I'm not going to force you. But I'm going to say it's pretty hard to go back to normal when you're put in such a situation. And you
That's the
can't
first time
count.
that I've actually gotten the whole lecture. Well, no, actually, no. This is the first time that I've not gotten the lecture. Feels kind of good, actually. Anyways, I'm going to go make some more voodoo dolls because I need to sacrifice things in order to get this spell right. You ladies have fun. I'm done with this conversation.
And
I will walk up. Yeah, I'll walk up to my room.
I'll let you think on things. It's been a long night and day for all of us. Nell stands up and starts taking a few steps around the table. I know it's hard. And I know that it feels shitty that you would have to give up the comfort and semblance of life that you've been fighting so hard for when you finally got it. For all it's worth, I'll say I'm sorry for you. I wouldn't want this for you. I wouldn't want it for anyone. But we're still just as powerless here as we were without our magical abilities. And I, for one, want to change that. And I will not let another goddamn person put the blame on my shoulders and harm me for something I didn't do. I'm gonna save Kira because I think it's the right thing to do. But I get that if you want to survive, that perhaps your best chances are to run away. Not just to Morgan, but from all of this. I don't know if it's possible to run away from magic, but running can do you a lot of good sometimes.
Put my head down. I'll think about it. I just need a minute.
Take all night to think about it. Think that all night bender is not gonna be in the plans today, so I'll just go out by myself.
You heading out?
Yes, but not walking away, popping out,
Okay.
disappearing.
Alright. So Nell is gone. And there's maybe like 5-10 seconds of just Alfie sitting there.
And then, you alright, kiddo?
No.
What's up?
Why do we have to be the fucking heroes?
We don't. I mean, I'm not really sure what a hero is, but I'm pretty sure we gotta do this thing, otherwise we'll die isn't really heroic.
I think I understand how you felt standing at the edge of a volcano now.
Okay. I mean, whatever you want to do, I'll back you, but
And what do you think? Do we have a choice? Like,
Right.
really?
I mean, yeah, we have choices. No good choices, but we have choices. You want to go on the run again? Hide out somewhere? We can probably do it for a while, but most likely we'll be tracked down. Morgana found us once,
She'll find us again.
and again.
And again.
Plus, I don't know, I like Kira.
Yeah, she was alright. She didn't deserve what happened to her.
No. People generally don't.
I mean, I guess this is as good a death as we're gonna get, right?
There is something epic about being thrown into a volcano. You know, when you look back on it 1,000 or so years later.
No. Into the volcano we go.
There's no room in here for you. This is my house.
Make fucking room. I'm just gonna like grab my very cold sandwich at this point and go up to my room.
Yeah. So, Nell, question. Is there a, something Nell wants to do, or does she just want to get out of the house in a way, or?
Oh, she, look, the two of them basically, well, Sesha left, so Nell's like kind of like, she probably doesn't want to bend there anymore.
Okay.
Alfie clearly wasn't in the mood, so Nell basically translocates out to the final location that she has pinpointed, which is a seemingly random street somewhere that is unbeknownst to everyone else, very close to where Nell grew up.
Okay.
So she will basically pop in there and have a night out at the bar. Maybe get into a fight, but it'll be a completely normal fight.
Yeah.
Or not. We'll see. Who knows? But that's her plan, and then pop back in really late into the house.
Well, roll me.
You're gonna make me roll to see if I have a bar fight.
I'm gonna rake you roll to see how you do in your bar fight.
Look, it doesn't have to be a bar fight. Nell's really a smooth talker, but
Strength roll.
a bar fight it is. Sure. So that is 3 and
That's 5.
yes.
It's a bit of a back and forther. But obviously, you know, you're not using any special abilities or anything.
No.
People.
Nell said no magic.
Yeah. People around where you grew up, especially the bars you like to, well, the bars you head off to, they're kind of tough. It's not equal by any measures, but the other party or parties get a few good licks in.
Oh. Can I'll roll for it if needed, but Nell will try to I was gonna say try to pickpocket a phone from some person,
Yeah.
or better yet, we're the modern age, a power bank. Either one is fine. A power bank is more useful because it has a lot more electricity in it.
Okay. Yeah.
But just like while everything is happening, she'll think like, you know, why not? This might be useful in the future to have this on me and not have to destroy my own phone if it comes down to it.
Given the distractions of alcohol and a probable bit of a knockdown fight, etc., honestly, I think you would find a moment in that whole chaos to extract a phone or off someone. So I'll say yes.
All right.
So you go out, you have a few sups, you get into a bit of a fist fight, and you pop back a bit later. And for Alfie and Sesha, I'm assuming you guys are, you know, essentially crashing for the night alongside, you know.
I'm making super mini portable voodoo dolls.
Blank voodoo dolls or specific?
Blank voodoo dolls, and I'm gonna have them on this like string,
Okay.
almost like keychains.
You're gonna end up with them as like a bandolier or something, aren't you? You know, just like.
Yeah.
Okay. That is very doable. But I assume both of you, at some point, basically, once you've done those things, crash and get some sleep.
I make sure to put the Kira voodoo doll next to the little plant, like the little sprouting flower.
Okay.
I'm going to just draw out some plans for like ideas for soul weaponry or tools or whatever. Yeah, I'm just trying to like figure out some ideas of like how I could protect myself better and also use beta in a more efficient way.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. In that case, Nell, you get back in. You head up to your room to sleep, essentially.
Yeah.
You walk into your room and just like kind of start getting ready to go to bed, and you notice someone's in the room.
I just noticing there's a figure there. I will take a very heavy object, or not that heavy, but a heavy object right next to the door, like maybe a doorstop, I don't know,
Yeah.
and just chuck it.
Okay. The object goes straight through them, and as you look at them, you see that they are not really a person. It seems more to be like a kind of black fuzzy shadow, a small one. Hello? Kind of rude to throw
Well,
things, but
It's not kind of nice to be in someone else's room.
I mean, this is my room, but okay.
Who are you?
I'm Killjoy.
Are you the shape, the black hazy shape, does that remind me of the things I saw when Alfie opened the veil and the things she pulled out? I don't think it's like, it's not the same, right?
No, different.
Right, you're the ghost haunting this house.
Sure.
Why are you here?
You called me here when you got back? I was
I've
Wait.
never even met you, kid.
waiting for you to be alone.
As I said, I've never even met you before, kid. I just heard your name. How could I call for you?
It's kind of complicated.
Try to explain it to me.
Oh,
Easy terms.
Okay. You're sad? Ever since you got back from, when you left, your whole being has been, like, screaming out in kind of despair. So I thought I'd come and see if I could help. You okay?
So you're this kind of friendly entity roaming around the house, checking up on students that reside here.
That's a way to put it.
What would be another way to put it?
I like to try and help when people are sad.
And why is that?
It's not good to be sad. Can get lonely. Here.
Is it because you were sad and lonely here once?
It was a long time ago.
Did no one come to you then?
It was just me here.
Did it feel like it was just you here, or were you actually alone in the house?
It was actually just me in the house.
Are you okay?
I think so. It's kind of hard to tell. Generally, it's harder when someone in the house is sad. Alfie, hurts quite a lot. Sasha's just confused and scared. All three of you are a little tumultuous. But tonight is your turn to be in pain.
Look, I'm sorry, kid, that we are tumultuous in your house. I, for one, will try to keep it down with the emotions.
I mean, it doesn't really matter how much you pretend. You know, it's still there. I just want to help if I can. Or, I don't know. Alfie felt better when I talked to her. Sesha got distracted for a bit.
I appreciate you wanting to help, Kilja, but I'm afraid that the only way I will feel better is when I rip my father's head from his shoulders and make him regret everything that he did. And that's not gonna happen right now. And instead, I'll try to ease out my frustrations from one manipulative authority figure onto another who is trying to put the blame on me yet again. And I'm going to try and save Kira. And maybe after that, I'll... Who am I kidding? I was gonna say deal with this shit, but it's kind of hard to actually consider killing a family member, despite them doing horrible shit.
So I can't help?
I'm afraid you can't, but I'll try to make myself think of other things.
So what should I do?
Whatever you feel like doing. I mean, what do you usually do?
Wait?
You just sit around and wait.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to do? And don't just say sit around and wait, because surely you have something you like doing or liked doing.
I used to like making spells and coming up with things that people have never thought of before. I can't do that now.
You want to help me? Actually terrible at coming up with spells.
Okay. What are you thinking of making?
I don't know. I take out the stolen phone from my pocket and I kind of like hold it in my hand. And as I hold it, like tiny zaps of electricity pop off here and there. and I like kind of juggle it between like because every time that comes out, it kind of hurts as well. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I am very bad at being creative with all of this. I mean, and I put the phone down. I'm like, the spaces are fine. I mean, I feel like I got the hang of that. That doesn't hurt me, but I don't know. Fire, radioactivity, the electricity, even gravity. I can control it, but doesn't come as easy. Doesn't come as safely. Whenever I try to change the gravity in a room, a fucking black hole opens.
Okay.
I can't do it subtly. So come on, brainstorm with me. And I kind of go and sit on the bed.
He kind of comes forward and like sits at the foot of the bed. Well, yeah, for phones, for example, they have waves, right? The like radio waves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a force, right?
Yeah.
And you have the ability to sense and manipulate and so
Forces.
yeah. Couldn't I mean I'm just thinking, couldn't you not only like intercept them or like read them as they're I don't know, floating around? Couldn't you also send out them yourself? So you could like send someone a text message just through yourself?
You mean try to...
Like,
I mean, I've never tried, but I don't think I could try like create a wave like that. And I mean, I could surely manipulate it from going from one phone to the other, but actually create it from nothing, I've never tried it.
but you can create gravity.
Yeah, and I can, in a sense.
Oh, wait, if you can create gravity, could you also remove gravity? So or lessen it. So instead of trying to, because when you tried to hold people with gravity, you said it was too strong. You could instead remove gravity from them, around them, and they wouldn't be able to move also. It would be the same thing, but it would be less dangerous.
Nell kind of rolls over on the bed and is now like laying like this with like the feet
Yeah.
in the air, looking towards Kilja and just says like, so how would you see that being an area of effect? Because I'm pretty sure if I try to do that, it would be very hard to do that on one specific person around one specific person instead of just the entire room.
Well, couldn't you? You said you're good with space, right? Can't you just create a box?
Choose to see the overlaps in space and do it in between those.
Well, I'm just thinking, you could create a box of influence and then set it up to specifically be separate from the rest of the space and manipulate whatever forces you wanted inside. So you could change the gravity, you could change the light, change the electricity. You could essentially manipulate whatever you wanted inside the box without worrying of it spreading further, right?
You can make a box and take out all the light.
Yeah.
Say, are you affected by gravity, Kilja?
I don't know. Do you want to try?
You want to try?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll point him to stand in like a bit of a more open area of the room. And I'll go to stand in front, like a bit away, but in front of him. And basically, I think it's very hard for Nell to envision it as actually just a box. So I think she would calculate it as in, okay, if I, for example, wanted to shorten the distance so that a person like can't walk and the overlaps in space like keeps lengthening and stuff like that. She basically, I guess it's the same as looking at a box, but instead of a box, she sees like a line where this space and this space meets.
Yeah.
And like around Kilja. And once she has that kind of in her head, once she's gone through every single surface around him,
outlining the image, like almost like stenciling the image in her brain, you know, like
basically going line from line until the like squares are made, and then like underneath him, to the left side, to the back, to the front, and then on top of him.
Yeah.
Like once she has that, like all of the lines of overlapping space in her mind, she'll try to use gravitic supremacy, but instead of where she usually wants to pull things and stuff like that, and a black hole opens up, she'll try to, take it from the box so that it's like leaving the box, coming to her, and slowly making it an anti-gravity box and seeing if Kilja floats.
Okay. Please roll me your forces and the name for the word escapes me. Gnosis, which I believe will be 5.
Yeah, it will.
Okay. I think getting past the bad habits of, you know, like essentially just being like, hey, gravity, boom. It's something you haven't really tried before. And just for the record, are you drawing it out or are you lessening it? Because you have the ability. If you want to like basically lessen forces. So if there's light in there, you can lessen the light and dim it until it's pitch black.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it would be essentially like dissipating it. The other thing you can do is you can take that box and you can draw it out. And what that would do is it would let you manifest a condensed version of whatever you drew out of the box in your hand. So if you drew out gravity, you'd have a gravity well in your hand. If you drew out light, you'd have a ball of light in your hand.
I think, seeing as this is the first time she actually tries to do that, I think she'll lessen it. Because, the idea of having a ball of gravity in your hand is a bit too much for tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll try to lessen it this time, taking baby steps.
You lessen the gravity. Nothing happens to Kilja, but you can see the gravity getting lessened, and you kind of take it to about how the moon is, you know, that type of gravity there. So like if someone was in there and they jumped, they would be like boing, you know,
and I exactly like when I feel like it's doing that but nothing's happening to Kilja, I'll say like, jump for me, like you can jump.
Kilja like jumps and then just stays in the air.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm affected by gravity, unfortunately.
Ooh, can you float higher?
Okay. And then he like floats out the box. And
Yeah, he was.
stops and stops on the top of the box.
I was like, oh shit. It looks like you're not affected by space magic either. Like it doesn't stop you.
I think probably I'm not physically here.
Hey, you made me a hecking cool new spell.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought of it myself, to be honest, because as I said, I'm not that good at this kind of stuff.
I think you do okay. But I think it's for a mage who specializes in space, you do very much concentrate on point A to point B, and you kind of ignore everything else in between.
That's a very nice way of saying I'm goal-oriented, Kilja.
I think goal-orientated is nice too.
What was that?
I think goal-orientated is nice too.
Yeah, we agree.
Yeah. If you weren't how you are, then nothing would get done, because the other two would just sit around and argue.
Someone has to take the blame, huh? They'll get around.
Yeah. But at least you have friends.
You do too.
Yeah?
I mean, unless you don't want me to be your friend,
No,
because that would be kind of rude.
I enjoyed, it's been a long time since I've been able to help make a spell.
You see? So we can help each other. You can help me do what you do best. And I'll help you not feel alone.
Okay. Well, I don't really have much control over when I turn up. So, you know, if you want to do a spell again, just feel really sad. Or we can just wait until you feel sad again, and I'll turn up.
I'll try not to make a habit out of it, unless you need someone to talk to as well.
That'd be nice.
Nell looks down at her hands, which are still maybe kind of bloodied from the fight, and says, I should maybe look after this and make sure it's cleaned up before anyone else sees. You can stay here though, because apparently it's your room.
No, well, and the whole house is mine.
Sounds more logical.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it means anything coming from me, but you don't deal with your emotions in a healthy way. No, it's not. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. It's just, hurting other people doesn't really just end up hurting yourself.
Can't really deal with anything in a bad way if you don't deal with it at all.
That's not better. I should go, but some things you either can't deal with at all, or you just can't deal with by yourself. Some things are insurmountable. Don't worry about them for now. Worry about them later. I don't know.
I'll be here when you need a friend.
I'll be here when you're sad. It was nice to meet you, Mel.
It was nice to see you, Kilja.
And turns around, walks through the door.
And I take care of the wounds and try to get an hour of sleep in.
So, everyone wake up. New dawn, new day. It's a new life. No, it's not a new life. And
You were all Greg.
and yeah, you in your own time head down to the kitchen, I imagine, get some breakfast. And I feel like there's probably what I will say is that there is a note left for you by Shelby that says hello everyone, considering everything, I think it would be good to have a free study session to basically follow your own endeavors and do whatever you want. And then in brackets, like, don't tell me what it is you're going to do, but we'll do this every now and then. It's essentially, whoever sees it, or if you guys hear about it, you can probably guess that it's like, hey, go do that thing that you're not gonna do because I told you I don't, etc. Just kind of like,
Here, you just get some free time.
study. But yes, who would be in? You know what? Instead of like having you guys enter and stuff, you're all at the breakfast table, having breakfast. Oh, and I'll be right back.
Yeah. I think as we all sit there, Mel will speak up through a mouthful of banana and just say, yeah, so finally, as the last one, I got to meet Killja last night.
Oh,
About time.
how was he?
Actually, really nice kid who probably got some things he didn't deserve.
That sounds like somebody we know, right?
Sounds like more than one person that we know.
Well,
He's actually, well, I was gonna say he is the house, but like this entire house is his.
yes. That's why I went looking for him the other day, but I couldn't find him. He's really
Yeah.
good at hiding.
No, apparently he doesn't have that much control over when he shows up physically or not. Well, physically, as much as he can show up physically.
Did he tell you how he just appears?
Yeah, he said that we were quite tumultuous, which I don't think his real reason. He showed up because he said I was sad.
Were you sad?
Why did he show up? Did he elaborate on the rest of us?
I mean, were you sad when he showed up?
No.
Were you scared when he showed up?
No.
Then your guess is as good as mine.
He said I was scared.
I don't know. You're better at knowing what you felt when he showed up than I am.
Well, of course, but I just thought it was interesting that he would say that I was scared. Doesn't really matter, though. I wasn't.
As I said, your guess is as good as mine.
So what did he want?
A friend.
Oh, Alfie.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Is Alfie there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That must have been why he came to see us in the closets under the stairs, because you were sad.
Oh, Kildra visited you in the closet when you were sad. What did you talk about? You can tell us, we're your friends.
Alfie just has the biggest bags under her eyes and she just keeps eating her cereal.
We didn't really talk about much, I don't think.
Well, clearly he
Alright.
appeared to you too, so you must have been sad.
Why would I be sad? I have nothing to be sad about.
No, she was scared.
Sorry.
I have nothing to be
Scared.
scared about either.
Okay.
He was really nice, though.
He was
And
quite nice.
I said that he had a friend. I mean, he doesn't need to feel alone.
So, where do we begin?
Well, seems like our mentor gave us a bit of free time, so we might as well use it. And Nell looks at Alfie.
I'm in. Just tell me what we gotta do.
Sure.
No, but like, what other choice do we have, really?
There's always the
well.
volcano.
That's true. Also, you could just sit here, wait, and then die.
Oh my god.
Pretty boring, though.
Do you ever just say something like without sarcasm?
I was being completely serious.
Okay, sorry. Without sass?
We're working
It's just the
on
way I
that.
talk.
We're working on that.
Is that what you like about me? Is that a compliment? Alfie.
No.
Right. Look, we have and Nell takes out a small little notepad. Not just takes it out, but does the like if there's a fruit bowl on the table, her hand will go in there and then come back with a little notepad. Think she mutters as she does it, like Alakazam. She takes it out, puts it on a table, flips it open, and says, "Look, we have a few leads, 3 of them that we can follow. I mean, we got the map to the graveyard to get the armored gloves that will, well, get us to safely open a passage to the spirit realm. We know that someone has those and we have a map to them. or we have the compass that will help us find someone, so find Kira, but that's in an abandoned farm. And we have the lantern. That's in, I wrote down a cave mountain in the forests. A cave and a mountain in the forests.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So Nell says it. So out of the 3 leads that we have, I think the map to the graveyard is the most clear one for the moment.
Yeah, all right. That sounds fun.
Been a while since we've been to a graveyard.
Maybe the Alfie can raise some little
You said a
spirits from the.
graveyard? You said a
Yeah.
graveyard? Oh, fucking sweet. Let's go. Yeah. When are we going?
All right.
See? No, you should have led with graveyard.
Maybe we can see Alfie raise some little spirits from the dead. They can do little dances and stuff for us while we look around.
Maybe we just let Alfie do Alfie things. And
Maybe we don't raise dead anymore, because pretty sure that if we raise a dead, there is a high chance that they might threaten you again.
Everybody
Seems to
threatens
be
me.
just
I don't really care.
something that comes
excuse
up.
me, haven't threatened you yet.
That's right, Veda. You're so sweet. You're my favorite.
Careful.
graveyard. When are we going?
We could go now, right? Nell?
Nell is shoving the last of her breakfast in her mouth and says, like, yeah, well, sure, we can go, like, in 5 minutes.
I'll go get my things. And I, like, run upstairs, half-eaten bowl of cereal.
Do you need a
Just-
book?
Maybe. Probably
Alright.
not. Maybe. I don't know. Then I like, grab a bag and I bring, like,
Do you
my
need, like,
laptop.
candles or something? You know?
I don't need your help. Thank you.
What about incense?
That is
Nope,
a,
just
that
go to
is-
my room.
That is a decent point. You should bring incense.
But
Why?
that is said after she's left and gone upstairs and you can't hear anymore.
Don't take her side. I was already gonna grab incense anyway.
Oh, okay.
And I like go into my room and grab my backpack with like my laptop charged, all the different pieces that I need for just the technology kind of side, but also like candles, incense, chalk, salt, like all the kind of like more like traditional occulty things that I just kind of like have it almost just to have. And then the book, which I would have spent a little like the reason Alfie would have had bags under her eyes is because she was up all night trying to read the fucking book.
Yeah. The book, to give you a very brief detailing, like the majority of it isn't in English, so you will have also been needing to translate and stuff, but that's doable. It essentially details how to... You essentially create a pathway through the veil. The thing about magic is it's all down to the mage, their connection with reality, their manipulation of reality, and the realms of reality within that they can manipulate. So very often these things will present a certain way, but they're not necessarily real. It's how they're perceived, right? For the veil, partially the veil presents itself how you expect to see it, and how you think you'd see it, and how other people see it, and you know, you don't see the land of the dead as it truly exists. There's a certain translation in your imagination, in your mind, what you see, and it's the same for the pathway. What you're essentially doing is you are creating a path through which you can travel. But that's what you see, you know, like it could be like a road that just leads you through a safe track through, you know, but what you're essentially doing is you're going, all of this death and decay and stagnation and everything around me doesn't affect me, you know, we can walk through, and you can
almost like a tube.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could.
I picture one of those like underwater tubes they have at like aquariums that you can like walk through.
Yeah. Think of it like building your own really yellow brick road.
Okay.
So the path will lay out in front of you, but you can also manipulate it so that it will spread and things like that. So if you need to space and things, but
I really like the visual of the tube in the aquarium where you have a manta ray passing over you.
it is very much like that. Yes.
That sounds so cool.
But
Veil tube.
You also have the existential dread that at some point this might break. You're pretty sure it won't break, but like just imagine what would happen if it would break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From I'm assuming that you guys basically shared the info on the artifacts and everything, like what you have on them. So it's very similar to what the artifacts will do for you in the spirit realm. The problem is none of you guys are spirit mages. Otherwise, you'd be able to kind of, you know, do that a bit easier.
Yeah.
If
Nell.
only.
Now,
Yeah.
look what I made. And I like show the inside of my jacket.
It's just like hanging voodoo dolls.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of little mini like voodoo dolls, just like all blank. And they all have like little smileys, like smiley faces on them with little button eyes.
Wow, did you make all of those yourself?
Of course. I make the best anyways. Well, besides Baba, of course.
And you made them smaller sized. Why?
Because it's more compact and portable. Plus, you know, less ingredients and whatnot. Still very potent, just a little bit smaller. Think of it like a shot of espresso versus a, well, cup of coffee.
I think I'm feeling mixed between actually impressed and creeped out, and I think that's a good reaction to have for this. So I think you can be proud.
Well, was that a compliment? Because if it was, thank you. But I found out when we were, you know, being tutored by Rasputin that I get a lot of my power from sacrifices.
All right.
So, if we're going to need to perform something, or I will have to perform something really powerful, I'm going to need a little sacrifice or two.
Wait. So when you sacrifice a voodoo doll, is that actually linked to some random person in this earth and that person is sacrificed?
You know, now there are things.
No,
in
straight
life-
answer. No.
I don't
Do
know.
you know?
No, do I care to, really? I mean, it gets the job done, doesn't it?
All right. That is an entirely different question. Try not to. Hey, let's try to solve it other ways today instead of having to maybe potentially sacrifice random people.
I'm just sacrificing dolls, Nell.
Yeah, I'm sure it's way easier to do it if you actually don't think about the consequences. I should try that more often. Yeah.
It's great. It's quite liberating. You should try it.
I don't think I'll try sacrificing human life anytime soon.
Humans?
Thank you.
They're dolls.
Yes, Sasha. Thank
Oh.
you.
Do you have a pocket knife?
Are you gonna sacrifice a doll with
Doll?
it?
Of course. Otherwise, I'll just grab a knife from the kitchen. It's fine. But you know, pocket knife is more portable.
Then no, I don't.
Oh.
Also,
All right.
Alfie, feel free to rejoin, like, at any point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to say, if Sasha actually goes over to the drawer and opens it to get out a knife, Nell is standing close and will just like, oh, suddenly the drawer with the knives has disappeared. Like the knives are gone, and Merlin finds a very nice set of cutlery in front of his doorstep.
I'm going to turn around and face Nell's back, and I would like to snap and bring it back with my rewind.
Interesting. In this instance,
It's still technically within time and
yeah,
space, so
it would depend in this instance. Okay, so
do we do a roll off?
We can just roll against each
Yeah,
other.
let's do a roll
I
off.
would say it would be a roll.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do a
sure.
roll off. All right.
Both of you, so time and gnosis, space and
Yep.
gnosis. Alfie, do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to just be standing by the door while all this is happening? Just like
Yeah.
Like
I will have come back down the
ready.
stairs.
I rolled.
I will have come back down the stairs and just kind of like stop and watch and just be like, what is happening?
Oh, how many times are we rolling?
Just once.
Okay.
It's 2 successes.
So can we just like keep doing this and Alfie will somehow have to stop us?
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna watch for a second and be like, what the fuck?
You just see Sasha just like sitting there and just
Yeah,
tapping.
and you basically see Nell, like, her hand is in the drawer, and every time it reappears, it disappears again. So, like, her hand, like, just touches it whenever it, yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Somewhere Merlin is just like, what's that noise?
When Alfie enters and she sees all of this and she's watching, Nell will, like look up, because she doesn't need to look up for things to change, and will say, Alfie, thank God you're here. Please, tell...
Oh yes. Hello, Alfie.
Tell Sasha that it's not okay to potentially sacrifice human life, and that she maybe shouldn't do it so easily.
I'm not sacrificing human life. It's a doll. It's a doll.
Human lives.
They're dolls.
Probably, most likely.
You don't even know. You're not even into that whole spirit magic thing.
It
Let me have my
seems
knife.
Can
pretty
we not
likely. No, you're
sacrifice
not
people
getting a
right
knife.
now?
We're not sacrificing people. We're sacrificing dolls. And she opens her jacket and you just see a bunch of little tiny like voodoo dolls.
Oh my god. Oh, that is.
Creepy.
Oh, that's
Creepy.
gonna give me nightmares. Yeah.
And she stops. So obviously, she stops rewinding time. So obviously, she lets it go.
Yeah.
So the drawer disappears.
And Merlin
Can-
has a
can
nice
we-
new set of cutlery.
Can we just like not do that? I like. What happens when you sacrifice one of your dolls?
Well, I did it when we were with Rasputin, and when I sacrificed one, it would just, and it was a blank one, by the way. And it just, I don't know, happened. I was able to cast the spell that I wanted.
Do you know what happens if there are any other effects from you decapitating a doll?
No.
And she
Unless-
doesn't
we
unless-
find that out.
Unless they are linked to someone. Like Kira here. And I'll take her out of my pocket. And I'll kind of wiggle her around. Don't worry, yours are all gone.
Mine?
Yes, I made voodoo dolls of everybody, but don't worry, yours are all gone.
gone.
What happened to them?
I destroyed them, like disposed of them. I didn't use them. I destroyed the dolls in a way that didn't affect you. They were technically already destroyed as it is, technically speaking. So technically I didn't really destroy them. They were already destroyed when I found them. I just basically cleaned it up. Yeah.
So can we just go? Can we just go and not talk about this
Yeah.
at all?
Great. Let's go.
Like this is.
I slide into another drawer and I grab a fork.
No, you don't.
Did you take all of the cutlery? Like every single
Well,
single
I imagine that like
No, that's fine. That's fine. I take a toothpick.
you can
I take a toothpick.
you can take two.
Oh my god.
I just for fun's sake, like Sasha can take a toothpick, and as we turn around, Nell just says like, just for the record, I saw that. I know. You're
And I put it in my mouth.
armed. Oh, gee. And we start heading out, I guess.
I'm standing like by the end of the I guess to the entrance of the kitchen. I'm just be like, so you're gonna like pop us through, or how's this gonna work?
You would essentially, you can't create a portal there.
Yeah, but also Nell doesn't really like the only way she can put other people somewhere is if she uses translocation, which she can only do to locations she knows and she's like mapped in her mind. So I know that Nell doesn't really have a practiced way that she can get everyone somewhere except for the very dangerous pointy knife.
Well, you have an option that you've never tried before with other people, which is to essentially
Point A to point B, right?
Yeah, point A, point B. You essentially need to shorten the distance.
All hold hands.
But you'd have to do it for all three of you at the same time. So this would be a roll, and if you wanted, it probably wouldn't be a terrible idea maybe to draw a little magic circle and you know, like
Have
little
you done
preparation
this
stuff.
before? No.
I think she would definitely prefer that option over the very non-reliable knife. So to not potentially shred reality, she will turn to the others and say like, I mean, I've done it before.
And
I've done it before. I can shorten the distance so that
do you need
it
a
only
little-
takes a minute to walk there.
do you need a little boost? That's what friends do anyways. I have you. And I snap my fingers and I would like to use I don't know if I want to I feel like I want to bless Nell, or I want to give Baba's boon. Baba's boon is different though, I think.
If you want to essentially
Yeah, because Baba's boon is misfortune, so I would like to essentially like, yeah, I would like to bless using my fate,
Okay. Essentially.
or I guess imbue good luck. I guess I don't
Yeah.
know which one would be better, blessing or giving good luck.
I would say
Which one's more
that-
favorable?
I would say probably giving. They're similar. Giving good luck would essentially increase the likelihood of being successful.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Okay. That will be fate and gnosis, which I believe is 5 dice.
Yes.
4 successes.
So what I do is I go like super uncomfortably close to Nell after I say, "I've got you," and I boop her on the nose.
You feel nothing different. You just got booped on the nose.
All done.
I think I'm not gonna ask any questions here because
Well, no, you should just say thank you.
thank you with the exception for if you somehow cursed me or changed something about my fate so that I will
I did.
get a very old person knocking on my door and threatening me to kill me.
No, not that. But I did
Or
change you.
somehow changing
fate a
my
little
fate
bit.
so that I open a portal to space between space and get stuck there or get swallowed there by very powerful creatures. If those things don't happen, then yeah, thank you.
No. Just because I can, curse somebody with bad luck or curse someone in general doesn't mean I can't do the opposite. I can also bless and imbue good luck.
You see,
I'm the good
doesn't
and the
help
bad.
that you say that with that smile.
I'm just happy I could help.
Right. I turn to Alfie and I say, I feel like this would go better if I sort of prepare. The only thing is, like, Rasputin and all of the others always talk about these runic circles or whatever, and I don't know, I just don't really get it that much. So maybe you could help me figure out how I can prepare to get us all there safely.
Well, you have access to the library, right?
Yeah.
So why not just grab a book on runic circles?
Or you could help. I'm sure you already know a lot of stuff about that.
I would say Alfie probably has the best idea of. Would you like
Okay.
to, like?
I'll roll for it. I mean,
That will be intelligence and occult, which I believe is 6. Yeah, 6 dice.
okay, 6 dice. That is 3 successes.
So you're not. You don't know the depths of the meaning of runic circles and magic circles or runes or these type of things, but you do know that it is almost like a magic and mind focuser. The older mages in older times did it according to their own like creed and religion and all of these things. So and mythology even, you know, the belief that a magic circle was needed to create spells helped to focus their minds based on these things. It has become tradition, and it is kind of passed down and taught. You can do magic without it, but it's less stable. It's less it's less powerful. Basically, the time you take preparing focuses your mind. Writing the runes, kind of, you infuse your magic into the runes as well, and into the circle, so it essentially powers it. However, something like what Sesha described doing is another way. It's another manifestation of enacting your power. It's a focus. So what I'm not sure how much Sesha would have told you in details, but we'll use it as an example outside of character knowledge for now. Essentially, Sesha infused her magic into the voodoo doll, and the act of sacrificing essentially, like, it's how she manifests her power.
Not actually killing someone.
I just like the idea.
But you don't. But the thing is you don't know that.
No, I love it.
And she hasn't said that either. Well, except for that, she's just killing dolls.
So, for example, Nell could very much take a different tack on, depending on her personality, depending on how she views things and how she would want to manifest things. It could be very different. Like, she could just have a spray can and graffiti a fucking wall, and that would be like the equivalent of a magic circle. It's all about how you focus your mind and how you know.
Like Mary Poppins and like the chalk art on the ground.
I mean,
yeah. Well,
that's technically speaking, one of the ways, like, there's been a few space mages that you've read about who instead of creating portals, they painted portals. So they paint a painting of where they wanted to go, and then they'd step through it, because that's like a focus for their power.
Interesting.
So it all depends.
Okay. So in that case, then,
you can, basically tell all of that to Nell.
Yeah, I'll relay that in kind of Alfie layman's terms.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, so whatever way that you actually, focus is probably the best way, right? So, I mean, it just takes the form, like, so many different kinds of forms. You just have to, like, find a form that works for you. Right?
That is very helpful, Alfie. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to help. So what do you do to focus, I guess?
Just for funs and giggles, I was gonna say Nell just punches things, but that's not true. I already established, like, with the spell earlier with Killja, that she kind of likes to work with these places where spaces overlap. And I was thinking, because for all of the other mages as well, there are certain things that they can see because they have that sphere that others can't, unless, like, you allow them to. Yeah. Maybe it's fun, because Nell could basically go about tracing on, not even on the ground, just like on the ground or even above it, just tracing with her finger where these specific spaces overlap and kind of build a picture with that. As in, like, I imagine it for her, just for fun's sake, that it would seem to her that the spaces kind of like give a little light for a second,
Mm.
so that it kind of like it paints a circle or whatever, or like interlapping figures, but it's not actually there for the others to see unless like she would make them see space magic.
I have a thought. If you'd
Share
like
your
to go on with
thought,
me.
Sheepy.
So I'm gonna paint a picture. Tell me if this sounds fun and cool or not. So you see Nell like pause for a second and consider, and then her hand comes up. One of her fingers come up, and she points at the ground, and a flame just goes on the ground, and then starts to spread around the ground in like a circle, and then the flames move in from the circle of flames into like kind of a complicated like rhombus abstract shapes and weird like there's no runes or anything, it's like shapes and weird angles and you know kind of curling around. Looks like a kind of complicated, not maths problem, but you know, it looks like a really complicated kind of like abstract shape basically. And it's just like this little kind of ember line of fire, and it just like creates on the ground as she slowly like draws her finger in the air around it.
I like that. The only thing I would add is maybe because Nell has more control over some forces still than the others.
Yeah.
That would be like maybe electricity more, instead of flame.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like a crackling blue light that occasionally like joins up accidentally with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes about 5 minutes or so. And then it kind of glows a bit brighter once it's complete. And Nell, you're essentially like you're channeling through the circle you've created, through that kind of like concentration of mind. And please roll me space and gnosis.
I shall. That's 5.
That is 5.
Do I add anything for like cats, or you just lower like you just go from the result as is?
We'll get the result.
Mm-hmm.
You may now re-roll up to 4 dice if you like.
I mean, if I like, I think.
Want to re-roll 3?
Yeah, I can only re-roll 3, right?
I mean,
the others.
Re-roll 4 if you want to.
Yeah, but that's like if I want a critical. So no, I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll just re-roll 3.
Okay.
That's one more.
3 successes. And you picture the place you're going from the details you've gotten from the map you have. It's quite a long distance away. It's over sea, and it's over, you know, it's a good gosh darn way. And you close that gap. And when you're ready, as the 3 of you take the first step, you feel the like rushing of air, in theory, around you, and like the scenery around you like just swooshes past you, and you step, and you're on a dirt road somewhere, probably not in the same country, and you take another step, and you're like in the middle of a forest somewhere, and you take another step, and you're in the dark. Few lanterns around, vaguely lighting up little sections of a graveyard on the outskirts of a town somewhere. It is very quiet. It is completely deserted. You have the fence around the edges, a gate which is unlocked and open. There are multiple graves going down along lines. The map you have points you to a mausoleum.
Dang.
As we get there, Nell will kind of put her hands on her knees, and just say, "Whew, I am so glad that worked, because if it didn't work, we would not have ended up here. Anyway,
It was going to work.
that was pretty cool, huh?"
It was
I
very
am-
cool.
So glad that you were very sure of what was going to happen.
Well,
yeah, totally.
I just needed to give her a little bit of a boost, you know.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
We're here, though. In like
Here.
3 steps, which is pretty impressive.
All right, where do we begin?
Guess
Mausoleum.
Follow the map.
It's quiet as you walk through gravel floor, gravel like pathway, so you got the crunch of feet. And there's nothing in the way, so you can just go straight to the mausoleum if you like. It's like a big stone engraved, and has a couple of gargoyles on like poles, like not massive gargoyles, but just and then it's kind of big, kind of forbidding doors with like those ring handles.
Alfie is doing her best to contain her excitement. She's just
Alfie-
like,
the veil here is very thin. It's one of those places.
Oh my
so
god.
you can kind of taste that like feeling of like death, stillness.
You feel that?
I smell it too. It's quite refreshing. Shall we go inside?
I was
I
like, you
don't-
feel that, Beta?
I don't feel or smell anything, but
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty nice. Pretty
Smell
good.
Smells like home.
Oh. God, it smells good. Man. Oh, this is gonna be so great. Yeah, I mean, let's go. I mean, I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
yeah, let's go, sure.
Yeah.
And Nell gives like a very uncertain look to Zesha.
Yeah.
Sasha is smiling really, really big with like a creepy, like almost like a creepy, like what the heck? But she's like, she's
And-
very excited.
Yeah, Nell mutters to Zesha, "No omelet, no eggs."
No omelet, no eggs, but spirits. Raising the dead.
Yay. God, I don't get it. And Nell kind of starts walking.
Okay.
It's all really exciting.
So open. And...
I knocked.
Okay. does someone open the door?
Does someone open Sheepy?
No one opens the mausoleum. No.
Turn to look at him. You always have to knock, even if no one's home. And open the door.
Oh. So as you open the door, a wind swooshes through the graveyard, and this kind of like breath comes out of the mausoleum as you start to hear like crunching and snapping, as multiple hands come up out of the graves around you, and
Whoa.
from inside the mausoleum, a very translucent, kind of ethereal, like almost blue, like white mixed with blue entity that's kind of floating up there in front of you. That's kind of been in, I guess, it's been in the mausoleum. Essentially, like, starts to like swiftly move forward towards you.
Whoa. Do I know what it is?
Intelligence cult.
Sure. 6 dice.
Oh yeah.
So,
1, 2, 3. 3
successes.
successes.
Snap judgment, revenant.
Ah, fuck. Revenant.
So
That doesn't say jack shit to me.
back up, get out!
As the revenant swooshes towards you, I'm assuming you back up with them.
Yeah, I'm backing up, and I'm backing up to, like, I'm trying not to get surrounded by, all the graves, because they're, like, if there's hands coming up.
There are multiple, essentially, let's say, essentially, you back up with Alfie kind of pushing you back. The revenant swoops out of the front of the mausoleum and kind of like does a spin and a circle up and kind of like rests looking down at you from above as multiple rotted zombies pull their ways out of their grave. Like tattered clothes, very like grey-green skin. There's like an eyeball hanging out of, you know, a socket, all that kind of zombie stuff. I won't go any further into details, but you know the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
Yay.
There seem to be a good 20 to 30 of them who have crawled out of their graves. And as this is all happening, the revenant points down at Alfie. This kind of like skeletal, bony, but also ethereal blue like finger, like super long and creepy, kind of like points at you, and we will end there for today.
No! No!
Alfie's gonna get sucked into the veil, and we're gonna
Alfie's-
have to rescue 2 classmates.
Alfie, man. Listen. Alfie gonna fucking point back. Don't be fucking pointing at me.
Don't
all I
use
gotta
one
say is
finger,
that I am
2.
so glad that it didn't point at me. Like,
I was actually worried it was gonna point at you.
I thought it was gonna
Yeah.
point at me, and then I was like, oh.
I was worried it was gonna point
Not-
at you. I was
not
like,
at one.
Sesha out
Another
here,
one.
like, Sesha out here, like, finally, I don't have a nemesis for once.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, because I was like, oh, me, and then it's like, oh, not me. All right, cool, let's go.
yeah.
Oof. So. That was fun. Let's do outros and get people's thoughts on how they think today went. We will start with Alfie and Vandy, because, you know, she's back. Yay.
Hi, I'm Vandy. I play Alfie, as per usual. You can find me at OMG Vandy everywhere. I do mostly roleplay stuff, and I don't stream too much anymore. But you can check out all these other wonderful people.
Oh, yeah.
Who do some really awesome shows as well. So please go give them your love. My lord.
Give them, give you, give the love.
Give them, give you love much.
You know when you won't
To do anything?
do anything.
You know when you
ever wish you could do the
like tripping over your words for like 2 minutes straight.
I mean, I've never done that in an intro.
Bullshit. Okay,
ever.
right, yes.
never.
Also,
Never.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
cosplaying as being in the white room
Yeah.
today. So
It's pretty much what the white room looks like, yeah.
yeah, it's just like
Actually,
bright
that's just the
sunshine.
spirit. That's just the spirit tear that she, just like,
Just
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I'm gonna reach through.
Kira's come to visit. Hey, Kira.
hey.
Oh, she's gone. Did you enjoy being back?
I loved being back. I really miss this a lot. And I am very fucking excited to see what happens next week. Because, oh my god.
You got some.
Poor Alfie is just always sick of everyone's shit, though.
Oh yeah.
Just always. It's like this constant back and forth. It's just like, listen, I'm tired. Always. Let me
We're all
live.
tired, buddy.
Yeah.
I know. It's
Not
just like-
Sasha.
No, Sesha's
Both
never
of us
tired.
are tired, buddy.
Yep. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how this goes, because like with this new quest, I guess, and oh my god. Our teacher. Shelby. Holy smokes. With Shelby basically being like, I know what you guys are doing, so just fucking do it. I'm not gonna look. I see nothing. I perceive nothing.
Even
you know,
even trying to be a bad teacher, still a bad teacher.
still a terrible. Yep, it just happens, you know. But no, he's it's good that like he actually kind of like trusts us in that sense.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to actually make something cool out of it and see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hot potato over to my favorite person to have to be my nemesis, Sesha and Kat.
Aw, I love you too. No, seriously. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Definitely appreciated it. You can follow me on Twitch. I'm Kat on Twitch. And I'm usually a variety creative derpcaster. And if you enjoy chaos and loot goblin stuff, then definitely give me a follow. I've been taking a 2-week hiatus due to mental health. But the good news is that I am coming back. I actually have something really exciting planned for this week later on. So follow me on Twitter. It is at I'm Cat, and it is IRL stuff. But like, yeah. Keep an eye out. It's actually pretty big and spooky. That's the only hit you're gonna get. So definitely make sure you follow. I'm going to toss the potato over to my BFF now, partner in crime to be, Nell.
We'll see about that. That
Yeah.
first part and last part are negotiable. Hi, I am Syrinx. I've been playing Nell or Eleanor. I don't have any exciting stuff going on, but you can still follow me on Twitter and Instagram as Syrinx. And I can't wait to give more hard life lessons to other people whilst having unresolved trauma.
You got a bit shaded today. Oh.
I've been handing out the best advice ever. And if someone asks me, well, what about you? And I'm like, what about me, right?
I thought it was very funny that, you know, Nell's like, life advice and, you know, like spiritual guidance to Alfie goes upstairs and this ghost boy is just like, you're in pain!
She's like, well, what do you want me to do about it? Kill my dad? I loved it. I absolutely did.
It was very funny for me knowing that Killjoy was about to pop into your room and be like, hey, what's up? You're sad. And you're like, look, the council is scary. Lots of bad things. I know it sucks. And then, but look up, buck up, chief. And then like kind of upstairs and just getting attacked by a kid.
Just getting fucking ruthlessly murdered by a kid.
Yeah.
Being like, you deal with your emotions bad. And be like, the initial reaction of being like, well, you're dead.
Yeah.
So luckily we didn't do that.
No. And you got to do a little bit of fun box magic.
Box magic. I feel like first you give me the classic magic like stage artist stuff, and now you give me the means to be a fucking mime. So Nell now has 2 other career options if this all fails.
I mean, there's a third one I think we're not thinking about, considering, you know, like being able to create the spaces, the boxes, and being a pugilist. Clearly a boxer.
Nell's moving service. I'll keep it on the back burner for if all of this goes down bad. Then we'll have like an epilogue of just Nell being in like a truck and having a decent life, moving people around and stuff. Yeah.
The logo needs to be like an open box, just a plain open box with like a fist coming out of it.
Oh,
So
dear.
good.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal the hot potato. Boom, mine.
You can.
So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We have more coming next week and a few more after that, probably. Very much enjoyed now having had everyone meet Killjar, because everyone was, you know, in a certain state at a certain time, and yeah, it's nice to I don't know why, I just kind of enjoy Killjar turning up and being, "What's up, buddy? You sad?" And then they're like, "No, I'm fine." Has anyone seen the meme of the kid in the toilet? It's like the person walks into the toilet and there's a kid who's like fallen into the toilet and is there like crying their eyes out, and the guy with the camera is like, he's like, "Well, what's up, buddy? Are you in trouble?" And he's like, the kid's like crying his eyes out. He's like, "No, I'm fine." Sorry, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you guys afterwards. But anyway, thanks for watching. Patreon, if you want to support. I do very much want to do more shows. I have a crap ton of ideas, and there's some in the works right now. Some very fun stuff. So go check out the Patreon and support if you want to like speed up getting more shows and being able to make more shows. Currently, the Monday show is covered. So those of you who are patrons, who will be in the credits of the outro video, you essentially make the show happen. You make it so that I can pay the cast, so that I can run the shows and not end up on the streets in a box probably made by Nell. Aside from that, Twitter, Discord if you want to get notified, and aside from that, if you're watching on YouTube, you know, throw down a comment, hit all of the interactivity stuff. If you're on Twitch, you know, you can subscribe. Better to go to Patreon. Don't worry too much about the Twitch subscriptions. Sorry, Twitch, but your system sucks. Anyway,
It does.
aside from all of that, yeah, you know, if you want to help out and you don't want to, you don't feel like you can monetarily support, you don't have to, but you can always, like, if you're chatting with a mate and you're like, hey, they might like this weird show about ladies.
Share the stream.
Yeah.
Share the link. Retweet. Like.
Oh, just let a mate know if you're like, hey, my mate likes crazy women trying to destroy the world. I enjoy it. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week with more Mage, and we'll be seeing, I mean, I think we all know what's going to happen. They're going to fight zombies and a weird revenant thing.
Not everything's supposed to be a fight, sheepy.
It's true.
But fights are fun.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have a death mage with you, so you have options.
There are options. I am considering many of them.
Yes.
Make this D&D Toll the Dead on all of those zombies.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Can you imagine?
I could see Alfie, like, Shang Tzuing the zombies. Your soul is mine.
Pretty much.
And then just eating.
It's an option.
Eating them.
Eating them?
Yeah, yeah. Like ripping their souls out and eating them. That's what Shang Tsung does.
Oh. I don't
Anyway,
know that reference as well as I thought I did.
Mortal
Never mind.
Kombat.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm dumb. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Anyway, with Vandy finally admitting it, thanks for watching, everyone. See you next week. Bye.